This week in the Refuge, we're putting a door on our bathroom. Something about privacy or whatever. That's coming up. Welcome on in, all you space refugees. I'm Matthew, and this is the Rebels Refuge. This week, we're tackling another part of our massive basement build. We're headed back to our bathroom area and giving it a grand entrance. Because let's face it, every throne room needs a grand entrance. So let's get started. We mapped out our design in Illustrator and cut these pieces out of 1/8" hardboard, then put our puzzle together on the door slab. We are using a drywall T-square to line up all of our shapes, then some wood glue and a couple of brads to hold it all in place. Star Wars doors come in different shapes and sizes, but one of the mainstays are arched openings. I made a quick jig out of some scrap plywood and attached it to my palm router to cut out our arches. We used a standard pocket door kit and hardware to give this sliding functionality, because let's face it, doors don't have knobs or hinges in a galaxy far, far away. I wanted a bit of a doorway as opposed to a flat wall, so I constructed a 12" wide ladder of sorts to sit in front of the door opening. This allows us the ability to add lights and other fun objects to this false wall without interfering with the operation of the pocket door. Symmetry was important as I wanted to skin the archway and leave these portholes open for a lighting effect. These holes were cut out using a drill bit and a jigsaw. My goal was to keep it really simple, so I just used a single LED light strand purchased off of Amazon. That combined with some sheets of Mylar drafting paper to give us that diffused light panel look. I love these two-piece shower trap flanges. They allow me the ability to assemble in different orientations and give different looks for our builds. I decided this could be an interesting way to make a flush mount light fixture by using a couple simple bulb sockets and an RGB standard bulb. I'm using foam backer rod to finish off the front edge of this archway. These are drop ceiling light grids that are painted black with a simple washer and square bit screw to attach these to our ceiling. They allow us to still see the mechanicals underneath while providing an industrial look. Plumbing fixtures are used so frequently in all Star Wars builders projects, and it's really easy to understand why when you see the versatility they can provide by fitting a few different items together in unusual applications. This is an old valve from our pool heater that we recently replaced. I just had to find a project to use it in, as it has a very in-universe feel. One of my favorite things about creating is that oftentimes we have to look for out-of-the-box solutions to solve problems. For instance, the screw I wanted to use for this had a flange around the head, and it didn't allow it to fit. Just a simple supply line and a watertight electrical conduit fitting. Lots of painting and weathering on this build, but it really helps to bring it all together. And there we have it, a door fit for a throne room. Now this is just the first part to our entrance build, as we still have some odds and ends to add and tie in. So make sure to look out for future episodes where we complete this project, and continue to make something out of this world.